Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is January 12th, 2021. I apologize. Yesterday, I did this video and all that we could hear was static. So I'm hoping that today will work better for us. I was able to do it on the video screen yesterday, though, so hopefully it worked out for everybody. Okay, so for today, the do now is the word impact. I wonder about the impact that events like blank have on people, animals, and places. Okay, so they use the words hurricane or famine. I wonder about the impact that events like blank have on people, animals, and places. Okay, so that's what your do now will be. Impact has been one of our vocab words. It's something that affects. It's an impact is how something is affected. Okay, by a certain event. All right. Okay, so now today we're going to analyze a model argument essay. Okay, this is page 110 and 111. Okay, so we're taking a look at this. Analyze a model argument essay. An argument essay states a position or claim about an issue. The claim is supported when convincing reasons and evidence. The claim is supported with convincing reasons and evidence. Read this student model to analyze the elements of an argument essay. Write an essay that argues why drought is devastating. Choose two reasons and provide evidence from the text to support them. Okay, so they were supposed to write an essay that argued why droughts can be devastating. Okay, choose two reasons and provide evidence. Okay, so this is called The High Cost of Droughts by Carlos Pena. Okay, water is essential to human life. It is so important that a drought can have devastating effects. Drought is devastating because it causes the loss of jobs and the increase in prices of things like food and oil. First, drought is devastating because it takes away jobs from people who depend on water to make their living. In the 1930s, droughts caused dust storms in the Great Plains. The dust made it impossible for things to grow. Many farmers were forced to abandon their homes and jobs. In addition, many had to move away. In California, a severe drought threatens the state's farms. There are restrictions about how much water people can use to keep their lawns green. In her article, Reuse It, Melissa Meeker proposes that sewage water can be cleanly recycled for agricultural and landscape irrigation. A second impact of drought is that it can cause prices to rise. For example, both Brazil and Spain suffered severe droughts in 2014. According to Decade of Drought, this meant that Spanish farmers did not have adequate water for their crops. In Brazil, coffee crops withered. Next, coffee prices rose because there was less available to buy. Also, olive trees in Spain died in the drought. As a result, world olive oil prices rose sharply. The economic effects of droughts in two countries spread to consumers around the globe. Droughts result in economic hardships that have far-reaching effects. Unemployment and higher prices are devastating to drought victims. These economic costs may motivate people to take steps to lessen or delay harmful effects of drought. The cost of droughts is just too high. Okay, so, all right, so basically, this young man Carlos, he wrote his article, his argument essay about how droughts can be very costly as far as money goes. Some people lose jobs because they had to abandon their homes and jobs. That means that people that worked for them no longer have jobs. Okay. He also explained that it makes the price of certain things go up. So if there's a big drought and it makes it so that there are fewer olives, then the cost of olive oil and olives will go up. If there's no strawberries, then the cost of strawberries will be high. Okay, things like that. All right, so we're supposed to analyze it. Okay, did he take a position? Yes, he did. I felt like he did a good job. He took a strong position that droughts can be very costly. Okay, and he had good evidence as far as, he talked about the dust storms, made it impossible for things to grow. Farmers were forced to abandon their homes and jobs, had to move. In California, severe drought threatens the state's farms. Restrictions about water. He cited this in her article. Reuse it. Melissa Meeker proposes that sewage water can be cleanly recycled for agricultural and landscape irrigation. Okay, so he's using examples from the text. Decade of drought. Okay, this is exactly what you guys are going to need to be able to do here. You're going to write an argument essay about droughts. Okay, and you'll need to use evidence. Excuse me. You'll need to use evidence from the text to support your claim. Okay. All right. So now we use this this kind of little thing called tree. So a thesis statement. Put a T next to the thesis statement. In this thesis statement, is this thesis statement effective? Okay, so his thesis statement is water is essential to human life. It is so so it is so important that a drought can have devastating effects. Okay, so right there he's saying that water is essential to human life and okay, so the thesis statement. All right, now they want you to go back to reasons. Put an R next to the writer's reasons. Why is the writer making his or her claim? The reasons the writer gives for his or her claim are blank. Okay, so his claim is that droughts can have devastating effects, right? Okay, so now you need to put R next to reasons. He gave a few here, so you should probably have 3 or 4 R's. Okay, then you're going to have evidence. Okay, the evidence we talked about comes from the things that he read and cited in Decade of Drought. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, Reuse It by Melissa Meeker. Okay, that was evidence right there. Evidence according to Decade of Drought. Okay, sure, I want you guys to write down where the evidence is. Okay, and then you need to find his ending and put an E next to his ending. Okay, fill this out. Okay, after you have done that, I want you to fill this out. Okay, and get those turned in. So today will be 110, 111 to get turned in. All right. So go back, read through it. Okay, read through it. And then you're supposed to analyze his thoughts, the tree part. Okay, his evidence, his reasons. Sometimes reasons and evidence, you might think that those are the same. Well, the reasons are kind of what he lists. The evidence is where he actually cites his evidence. Okay, where he says, in so-and-so's article called blank, okay, that's the evidence. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And we will go ahead and do that, and let's go from there, okay? Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.